Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the 105th episode of Candid Conversations. This time, we're featuring someone who fits the season right because we're spicing it up to add to the heat. Mr. Tunup in the building, live from a remote location.
I'm not hearing you,
How you
brother.
doing? Oh, snap. You're not hearing me? Check, check.
Can't
No
hear anything.
audio. No audio. Oh, man. Okay, so
No, no volume.
no volume. Let me check this again and make sure because I'm tapping in. Mine, is that good?
What's
No
going
volume
on?
there still. Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to use the internal microphone. Hold on. Let me try and switch it one more time. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to use the internal microphone.
All right, no
All right.
problem.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me? Okay, good. Listen, Restream, I know we haven't talked in a minute, but we can't have these kinds of things happen. Everything was set before I went live. I went live and things weren't set. Can't go on that way. Anyways, you ever have that happen? You know what I mean? You're getting ready to cook up a dish or something, and then you're just missing that one ingredient.
You're missing that
Well,
one ingredient. In fact, that happened to me when I went to the commercial kitchen. I went all the way to
okay.
the kitchen, had everything set up and good to go, and I was missing one ingredient. I had to go all the way back home.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
just,
that's a
oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like, and that's the thing when you're just on your game and you're like, yeah, and that one thing kind of just like, it's like I always feel like people are looking at me a ways, even if it's just in my head. You know what I mean? It's like everybody makes that kind of mistake, but to me, it's just like, oh no, game changer, fail. But you know, life
it's
goes
that.
on.
That's it, man. That's it.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Candid Conversations episode 105 is now featuring Mr. Tunup. We are syndicated on Liquid Fire Radio every week. Check us out on that channel as well. Shout out to Christy Hales doing the thing. Gotta shout out the wife and for, you know what I mean? Obvious reasons. But Mr. Tunup, and I'm sure you can appreciate this. Now, from what I saw in the article, and for those, again, to get y'all up to speed, we're looking at one of August's cover or poster children for Culture Shock. Yeah, I figured with the season and everything, the spices, I'm just like, yo, let's give it some Caribbean flavor. You know what I mean? Let's add to the whole culture of things and just dive right into the Caribbean and see like the reggae culture and the spices and all that stuff that, you know, come out of there. So what drove you, for those who haven't read the magazine yet, what drove you to this venture?
This is a question I get all the time. So I'm going to tell a story if everybody doesn't mind. So basically, uh, and I'm a diesel truck driver, and I basically tore my meniscus, so I was grounded. Now, my wife, she's Jamaican descent, as beautiful as she is. I love you. She is not a big person of spice, and when you're married, it's for life. So we could never really compromise whenever I cooked because I learned how to cook from a Jamaican chef many years ago. So I love to cook up, you know, your stew, chicken, curry goat, everything. But I've always been one to put heat. I always had to put, you know, some chili powder, some whatever. And my wife would always complain, it's too hot, it's too hot. So I'm like, babe, what do you want me to do? So I started making two different dishes. Anyway, that became too much work. So one day I finally decided to make a batch of mango flavored hot sauce. It was never intended for a business. That wasn't the avenue that I was going. It was just for me. So flavor hot sauce because I wanted something tropical. I wanted something Caribbean based, but something that would add to the food flavor because I've always liked hot sauce and I could never really find the right go-to. There was always pure heat, pure vinegar, no flavor. So I came up with the first batch and I brought it to my pastor and I got to bigger up author Reverend Dr. Kenneth Brown from the New Testament Church of Christ, Redeemer of Canada. She's the first one to have tried the hot sauce. She loved it. She's Jamaican born. She loved it. Started giving it out to church members. Told me to bring some back next week. Within about 3 to 4 weeks, I was already making batches of it for friends and family. And within about 6 months, I started retailing it. Now, the name, I was sitting down on the couch and I said to my wife, I said, babe, the hot sauce, turn up. She starts to laugh. I said, nah, man, the hot sauce, turn up for real. And I said, that good. And that's how I came up with the name. It was really my pastor who influenced me because she loved it so much. The church members loved it, started giving it out to people. And then within 6 months, I was now, I'm going to call it going 20 to 21 retail locations. And I'm growing. And it's just awesome. The support that I've been given, my wife even uses it. She doesn't use a lot. She uses sparingly, but it really adds flavor to your food. It's got a great abundance of heat. Now I have 3 flavors. I have the original mango flavor, I have a pineapple flavor, and I have a ghost pepper mango flavor. So it's a standing testimony to what I believe hot sauce should really represent, not just heat but flavor and heat. The mango flavor is versatile. You can put it on almost literally anything. The ghost pepper mango, a lot of people are afraid of ghost pepper, but it's awesome as a marinade. You can put it in your barbecue sauce. You can put it straight on your food. And then the pineapple, in my opinion, is more of, it's got a very distinguished taste to it. All of the flavors are awesome, and it's just been a blessing. It really has. So I'm truly grateful for all my supporters, for everybody who's, partaking in any events, anything, including yourself. It's just, it's growing, and I'm just so happy and so blessed.
Okay, yeah, man. And like I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I used it in, because I'm a saucy guy myself. I've never been big on the hot sauce, and I got to shout out, you know what I mean? I got to shout out, another brand, one of our sponsors, Soulicious Pepper Sauce. You know him. You guys are gonna meet. You know what I mean? It's gonna be live. But I'm big on condiments, not so much the sauces. So when I came across this, and it was recommended by I was talking to Tanya. Tanya told me about you, so I was like, okay. Since we're going into the hot sauce with the Savage Circle thing, that's another podcast that we do. Let me try it out. Let's expand it. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I got a culture shock because I talked to you on the phone before I saw you in person. And I'm not going to lie. And you probably got a culture shock too. So, but I was like, all right, let me try this. Let me try this sauce. So I went to one of the locations. I'm going to shout them out because they're coming through to the cookout, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. Jamrock Irie Jerk. And I went there and I picked it up. And I'm like, all right, cool. How am I going to try this? What am I going to use this with? And I used it by itself. And I'm like, all right, this tastes nice. Now, how does it mix? So one of my go-to, and not everybody likes this, but one of my go-to condiments is mayonnaise. Like it just works with a lot of things, and you can add stuff to it to give it a little bit of flavor. So I usually add garlic or something. Yeah, I usually add garlic, but it was getting bland to me. So I'm just like, what if? And I could feel my wife looking at me like, no, David, don't. So I took one of the bottles of Ton Up, and I took a spoon of mayonnaise. I slapped it on the plate. I threw up some of the sauce on there, and I was eating a patty at the time. I know, I'm Canadian as fuck. So I'm eating a patty at the time because, I'm just like, okay. So I'm dipping the patty in the mayonnaise, and I'm tasting a ton of hot sauce, and I'm like, yeah, man. And like, I'm eating it to the point where I don't know if it's the patty bun. No, it wasn't the patty, but like I added more sauce to it, and I'm telling you.
Yeah,
and they're eating the patty, and me I bun up my mouth, and me know say I know the patty itself and the hot sauce, but it was such a good burn. Like, I started to breathe properly again. I was just like, yo, this is, and I'm just dipping it away, and like it's done, and I'm fighting the urge to just wipe my finger on the plate. It was good, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I put this on like rice. I mix it with some of my marinades, stuff like that. But it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I haven't like I like it. It's good, man. And no more power to you, because they say to get to where you want to be, kind of thing, you got to do what you enjoy. Do something that you'd enjoy,
Yeah.
and that's and you know what I mean. You get so much reward out of that kind of thing, and for you to have done it with such a
You do.
humble purpose. Yeah, for the humble purpose you did it for. It was just like that must make it even more enriching to see that it was just a humble thing you were doing, and then you brought it to the well. I'm gonna say it how I feel it. You brought it to the house of the Lord. You know what I mean? It was recognized by one of his soul or one
Yes.
of his members. You know what I mean? And it was amplified and
Yeah.
manifested into such a thing that like, and people don't give God the glory. You know what I mean? There's some conversations that I have with people, and I'm just like, there's certain things I'm going to avoid just because I don't want the headache. But you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never deny why I believe I am where I am. You know what I mean? And
Right. Right.
like, it's a good thing. It's a definite good thing, because I find if I don't put him first, things don't work out
Yeah.
the way I want them to. You know what I mean?
You know,
And that's selfish to say, but
I'll be honest with you.
go ahead.
It's
Yeah.
you know what, as you don't want to per se, but just in general. When I glorify, it's not to boast about myself or anything. I always put God there, because, and I say this, I'm only speaking for myself. In my world, God has brought me through so many things, and this
Mm,
business would not be if it wasn't for blessings from God. My pastor is a woman servant. She's a prophetic woman of God, and I truly
mm,
believe and trust. And to me, it's every day give accomplished since I've given my life to God, and I've really truly served God in a magnificent way. Because people, and I'm not putting any judgment on anybody, but people can say, okay, I'm a Christian, I love God, but it's different to really truly give and devote your life to God and give God the blessings, and not carry that
mm,
shameful attitude. Because there's a lot of people that are, like, they hide in the closet. They'll go and they'll pray and they'll do certain things, but they're afraid to talk about God in open public for fear of what people are going to say. But I'm here to tell the world right now, I don't fear nothing, because I put God first in everything. And those who don't like it, so be it. If you don't want to buy my hot sauce because I'm a believer, then so be it. Because I'm not going to defile God in any way, shape, or form. God is going to be at the
yep.
forefront of my business, my life, on my website, in my day-to-day walk. I'm a living servant of Christ, and that's how I'm going to live. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
people don't have a right to their opinions. 100%, and I will never judge you or take that away from you. But this is the
Yep.
world that I live in, and I can only account for my own true blessings. So all of what
Yep.
you're saying, 100%, 100%. But I will not ask, and I'll tell you straight, I love God. To God be the glory, brother. Believe me, because I feel the
I
blessings, and I live
yep.
every day.
Yep. Yep. I was
Sorry,
on the
that
phone with my mom the other day, and I was just nah, man. I felt the passion, yo. I felt the passion. That's good. That's good, man. It ignites the fire around you. It
yeah,
ignites the
man.
fire in those around you. No, I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was just like, you know what? Prayer works. I said, there's some things and some
Oh,
situations that I have gotten into and gotten through that I have no business being near,
yeah,
and it wasn't on my agenda. You know what I mean? So thank you.
yeah,
So, and we had that
100%.
conversation because there's dynamics in life. It's like some people call it science, some people call it divinity, some people call it, like, everybody has their terminology for their belief. And like you said, I'm not going to judge. I own no gown nor gavel is one of my favorite things to say, because
Exactly.
I don't want to be
100%.
judged for
Yeah.
things. You know what I mean? If you're going to judge me by all my works, and consequently gently.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. 100%.
So that yeah, that's how I look at it. And there's a lot of people running reckless, acting like their actions aren't gonna catch up to them, kind of thing. And I'm looking at it, it's like
Yeah.
I remember another situation where I had an associate that denied our association while I was
Right, right.
there,
Wow.
basically putting him on a pedestal, right? And he got upset with me because outside of work I discussed him and he didn't feel I should do that, where the
Right,
agreement
right.
that I had with him was we're going to promote each other to our networks and then bridge the gap kind of thing so that we can create something more than just, like a one-off kind of project. Long story
But
short, that whole
network is
denial is
about
just like,
discussion.
wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Networking,
I was
you
like,
cannot
for a minute,
involve yourself in a.
you can't involve yourself in a.
Sorry, brother.
No. You were
No, I
saying
say you
something. I
can't
want to hear what
involve
you're saying.
yourself. No, I say you can't involve yourself in the process of networking and marketing your business and becoming a team player and not want to talk about it. If I'm a team player with you and you're a part of my, I don't just want to talk about your business. I want to talk about you as a person, because what unifies a business and what glorifies a business is the person behind it. So
Yep.
it's not just about the business that you represent. It's about who's behind the business. And if I know that me and you are up to par and we're amazing partners, then why not talk about you as a person? It will help people to better understand who you are as an individual. I
Yep.
talk about people all the time, and I big them up and say, yeah, even Spicy Jacks, for example. I love Spicy. I'm not just gonna say,
Yep.
okay, well, just keep it on a business level, and I'm never gonna talk about him outside of that. We've developed it's to me, it,
Yep.
it's people know of business. We never know who's behind that business. I never want to be that
Yep.
person, bro. If God blesses me and I become wealthy as a result of this, I want people to be able to say, hey, that's Mr. Tunup. How you doing, sir? What's going on? I don't ever want to be behind the scenes where you can't know who I want to be
Yep.
able to represent my product, not just be behind my product. So I'm
Yep.
starting
And
because that shouldn't be.
nah. And you know what? I moved past it, but I was just like, there's certain experiences that occur where I'm just like, wow, now I know how that person felt. Okay, now I see how this
Yeah,
person feels. You know what I mean? And it just changes me to better adjust to the certain circumstances that I'm dealing with. Um,
it's true.
man, the hot sauce though, like this is gonna be let's move forward a week. Let's jump forward a week. Okay, like
I'm looking forward
I
to it, man. I
am
really am.
truly, I'm honored and I'm humbled and I'm truly looking forward to this situation. We have a stage. We have a stage. It's deconstructed right now, sitting up against my fence. But in like 20 minutes, half an hour, that thing can go up, and we have like the equipment and everything set to go. I actually have to leave here and go tap in with one of the bands that's going to be playing Crooked Control. Shout outs to CC doing the thing. I mean, FX May Vary is the band that connected me to Crooked Control, but Hot Apollo connected me to FX May Vary, who connected me to Crooked Control. You know what I mean? And then I was like, all right,
Nice.
y'all need to talk to Christy. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel a little bit like a mill of sorts. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
if you when you're not praising the Lord and making hot sauce, what is your guilty pleasure?
I love music, brother. I literally just put two big in my car. A music fanatic,
Okay.
big on music. I like working out and up. I'm gonna get back in the gym. I love beach.
Mm-hmm.
I love water. I love traveling. I went to the beach. I managed to get to the beach a couple
Good.
times this year around. It was phenomenal. Me and my wife intend on going on vacation this year. I love to travel. If I was ever to become of wealth, traveling would be one thing that I would honestly love to do. The world is such a massive place that, you know what I mean? Like I hope and pray
Yep.
that one day I'm able to travel and explore different parts of the world. I mean, it's just God's creation is just amazing. Like we shouldn't be limited to just Ontario. Like there's just so much more in this world. So travel is big. I love playing
Mm,
dominoes. I'm a board game person, playing Ludi, just chilling out.
okay.
I'm very spontaneous. I like long drives. I like nature. Yeah, there's a lot of things. In fact, this is the first time I've ever had a conversation where people get to really get to know who I am because I never talk about these things. But yeah, these are things I
Okay.
love. You know,
All right. All right. That's all
love
good
spending
stuff,
time with the
man.
wife and just hanging out. Yeah, I'm in movies, me and the wife and my son, we like going to movies. Oh, food, brother. I love, I love
Oh,
food. I can never get
okay.
enough food. I'm a big foodie. Hot sauce and
Okay.
food, man. That's up there, way up there.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Now, if
So,
we're gonna talk food for a minute, what food have you not experimented with yet that you'd like to try?
oh wow, that's a really good question, man. I can't say for sure. I mean, I've had Italian food, Chinese, Japanese. There was a point in time where I was afraid of sushi, and I managed to try sushi. Um, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. West Indian, Caribbean food, Mexican food I've tried. Indian food. Jeez, I honestly I'm not sure. I'd have to really wrap my head around that, but I got to be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay. All
I've
right.
pretty much tried everything.
That's just one, because like there's still some things that I haven't tried. Like I was talking to a butcher the other day. He's coming to the barbecue too. He lives in the community. He said he was gonna bring lamb, and I'm just like, okay.
Okay, see now you're talking. Okay, so I haven't tried moose or I don't know, not deer meat, but there's like I'm a big meat eater. So
Okay.
thing is with those type of like moose and deer and stuff like, I don't know that I could. It just doesn't seem like the type of animal that should eat. I can't say for sure, but I
You
know
know,
that there is. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, like, I think it was, I don't know if it was caribou or kangaroo, one of those two.
Okay, yes, I
Food.
heard that.
Either way,
I
I
heard
had,
that both of those meats are supposed to be amazing.
yeah, I think it was kangaroo. It had a little bit of a kick to it, and it was a kangaroo
Okay, okay.
jerky. So obviously it's not gonna be soft, but like it was, like it didn't kill me. You know what I mean? I can't say I go out of my way to buy it, but I feel like
Yeah, yeah,
trying that kind of was like, well, I tried kangaroo. What else? You know what I mean? So I think that's one of those things.
yeah,
And shout outs to DUI for kind of bringing that into the mix. But yeah, it was something that was well out of my comfort zone, and I'm just like, come on now, just try it. What's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but hmm hmm
Some of
my
those meats
goodness,
I'm told are very exotic, very very juicy, like very. I don't know
hmm
or if it's moose or I know one of those meats out in the out west are supposed to be like really really good, like equal to steak. So I'd have to say if somebody were to
oh,
and tell me that it's as delicious as I would give it a done because I'm a little on the off white side. I have to cook. So but outside of that, yeah, I would
okay,
give it a try for
yeah,
sure.
man. Yeah, man, you have to scotch that before you give it to me. You know what? No blood in that.
Yeah, my
Burn it
my
up.
my
Burn it
philosophy
up
my
and pass it
philosophy is
real
always, well, yeah, yeah, man.
fast. You see it?
And I know that that there's it's put it on the pan, flip it one time, put it on the pan. But for the record, not me. Sorry, it might
Yeah.
cook like seasoned and yeah, man. It has to have flavor. It has
Marinated
to
if
be cooked. So that's where I'm at with that.
marinated if you
Marinate
can.
well cooked. You know
Straight
what I mean?
up. Marinate that if you can.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, marinate that. Let
Straight
that
up.
sit. Give it a
Like
give
that
it a
turkey
good
that
lime bath or yeah. Go ahead.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say
got to
that
have a good
that
lime
good
bath
turkey
or
that I'm making, that's gonna be, yep, definite,
that should be interesting,
definite.
man. Definitely. I love jerk. I love jerk. I definitely, that's a big go-to for me. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
It's like, yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, okay, all right. I'm looking around, like, again, the same way this just kind of came together, and I was just like, all right, cool. And I'm knocking on wood and I'm crossing my fingers. I'm saying my prayers. I'm meditating. I'm looking at the calculations, and I'm just like, yo, everything has to just this one. Just give me this one. And, you know,
Yeah.
well, after this one, I know that there's more that can happen. But I think, like, speaking from humility, if we apply this kind of formula to these kinds of areas,
Right.
I think we'll actually pull community back together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's good, and it needs to
it's
be.
hard. It's been hard for these last, what, 20 months, something like that.
Yep. Yep. People
Like,
need to get out and enjoy themselves and live. And that's what I'm hoping that this event is going to bring about. Community support, people just being able to come out and have fun and just, and live that dream, because we've been on lockdown for so long. People
mhm,
need to come out and just, excuse me, just come out and enjoy themselves. Just free up themselves, just be nice.
yeah. And I found in the individual conversations I've had with each unit that has their back to the courtyard, it's like
Right.
these are all people that if I was working with, like the one guy's a butcher, another guy does construction, you know what I mean? Someone else does woodworking. Um, one of the neighbors has a daughter that's my daughter's age, and she has sisters, so that gives my daughter someone to associate with and kind of learn the different phases of life that she's going to go through. So it's like, if I as an individual could benefit so much without trying to from just conversation with these people, how much
Right.
could we all benefit from association with each other? I'm not saying we have to, hi, how you doing every day, but like if you know that this person works in IT and you got an IT problem, just knock on their door. Hey, my computer's a little bonkers. You have any information that can help me fix it? Or
Yeah.
like the man bringing some of the meat to the barbecue. It's
Right.
that sense of community is what I grew up with. So it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
far cry from the way things are now, but I'm gonna do what I can to
Yep.
ignite it,
100%.
reignite it.
Yeah, we gotta
Hmm.
we gotta grow. We gotta help out each other, and people have talents. People have talents. People have, different ways in which we can support one another and help one another. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta be strong. We gotta come together.
Yeah.
From all perspectives of life. It's important.
Yep. Yep. Definitely. I like the way I the way I look at it is like this. I feel like there's so many superheroes in a sense, so many people with talent and care, like the skill set to get this, like to make things happen for like the country as a whole, but they just need that one
Yeah.
little thing to kind of get them to the next step, kind of thing. And there's a few
Right.
people who, you know what I mean, like I've said, I was like, I feel like Nick Fury because sometimes I just, look at the scenario and it's like, okay, tweak one thing and then it's just boom, gone. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like helping people. I really do. I like working with people. Sometimes I can't stand the way they think, but I like overall just the idea of a project coming together. I had a meeting earlier today, and I got to shout out the team. The Lushy Bantan, Greg was there, Jennifer Cheshire was there, Stevie Dredd was there, and Antoinette was there. And we every week we get together. Every
Right.
week
Right.
we get together, and we talk about the ideas. So we have a plan and we set up the plan in front of everybody, and then everybody gives their opinion on the idea, and then based on the ideas that are generated from the one concept. We construct different processes that we're going to go through, and everybody takes a task according to their skill set.
Right.
And that's one of the most successful projects that I'm working on right now, outside of, some of the work I'm doing with Private Name, Private Number, and a few other people. And it's like, I look at that scale and it's like, people never gave me as much credit as I've earned in doing this stuff.
Right.
But why can't more people do this stuff? You know what I mean? But it's what do they
That
say,
sounds to
dog?
me like
It
that
sounds like a
sounds to
what?
me like a candid conversation. That sounds to me like a candid conversation.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
And
man.
on that note,
Um,
we're at the 30. Yeah, yeah, we're at the 30-minute mark, and it
I,
looks
I
like
just wanted to say
you're. Go ahead.
no. I just wanted to say big up to. I should have said this in the beginning. Spiceman Manufacturing Inc.
Yes,
He's my partner with the jerk marinade and the spicy jerk marinade and the coconut barbecue sauce along with dried seasonings. We're in collaboration. Spiceman, I apologize. I meant to bring you up in the beginning of this conversation. We kind of we went, in a different direction, but I didn't forget you, brother. For those that don't know, Spiceman Manufacturing Inc. Follow him on. We're in a blessed collaboration, other man. And thank you to Block for allowing me, to put that in there. And thank you for the conversation. Thank you for just giving me the opportunity to give shout outs and to be on the program. I appreciate you.
no problem, fam. And honestly, I'm genuinely looking forward to the next week. If there's anything that comes up, let me know. But as it is, we're set. Like the tables, I think the only thing we're looking at extra might be a few tables, but nah, we're good. Tables and yeah, nah, we got this. We got this. Tables and we're good. And then we got a few
That
tables. I got a
sounds
couple
good.
tables to pick up myself. So yeah,
I got a
yeah,
table I
man.
can bring for sure.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, I
cool.
got a table too. I got a 6x4. I'll bring that.
All right, excellent, excellent. And then yeah, a couple, like I think everybody's bringing at least one table for themselves. But if anybody has extra
Okay.
and the
All right.
space, yeah, get them to bring it just in case. Cause
100%,
like
brother.
you see, and closing on a godly note, it's like no matter what we have planned, his plans are higher than ours. So we'll just
That's it.
I'm just gonna put faith in him, and yeah, like I said, there are good things that are about to happen. Candid Conversations, episode 105. We're here at Mr. Ton Up, and we're about to tune out. So check him out, tunuphotsauce.com, TUNUP hotsauce.com. He's going to be live here August 21st for the Culture Shock Community Cookout. It's going to be from the Exposed to North headquarters location. Google me. You'll actually know where that is. Someone told me that the other day. I was just like, what? They said they typed in the address and the first thing that came up was the business. I was just like, yeah.
Nice.
To God be the glory. Bless
That's
up. We out.
yes. Amen, brother. Amen.